Um, we really didn't have anything for the finance committee. It looks like Dee Dee put it under the finance committee, but really it's probably should be under the agenda. So I apologize for that. But really, the only thing that we have tonight, Wayne, as far as we've got a resolution that the municipal league is wanting us to pass, but I really didn't have anything for the finance. I have not, I will mention this though, since we are fixing to be in your part. I did put a copy of our sales tax. We did pretty good this time. If you'll look in your packet, we delivered it today. If you look at the very last two pages, if you look at just the 1 cent, we were at right at 189,000. This time last year, it was 148,000. So we actually had a much better month than what we thought we would. We still don't know what next month will bring. I still think we need to hold off before we even discuss the bond issue. But of course, that's up to you, the council. But other than that, Wayne, I don't have anything.
I don't have anything either. I looked at the sales tax report. I'm still amazed that it's to the level that it is. I keep waiting for that downturn that hasn't come yet. You know it's coming somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to talk about the bond issue.
Okay.
I mean, I don't understand. Are we holding up because we're waiting to see something tick down? Are we holding up because we don't know if we're wanting to get a lower interest rate?
Well, the interest rates they actually kind of gone up a little, but Jason told me they'd come down a little bit, but we're just kind of in an uncertain territory because we don't know what the sales tax is going to continue, if it's going to continue the same or if it's going to take a downturn. We also have been told by the municipal league that our state turnback money for not only the streets, but also we also get some turnback money for our general fund, that the street fund could be down as much as 40%. And we budget about $700,000 a year on that sales tax. That state turnback money for the street department. So we do know that that's going to be cut, we feel like by 40%. So I don't know. I just think we need to kind of wait at least the next couple months personally and see how this all plays out and see money-wise what kind of effect we're going to have. Because I know that a lot of people are concerned about I think we budget about $450,000 a year. I think that's just from my memory. I did not look at the financial report. But for real estate taxes, our portion of the real estate taxes, I think everybody's a little concerned over that deals with the real estate taxes at the courthouse. It's possible that, with everything going on, that payment could be down some. There's a lot of factors out there we just don't know. But,
I agree with that. We need to be cautious at this stage of the game. I keep looking for the downturn that hadn't come yet, but it's coming.
Well, you got two things that's going on there. For one, you got Love's, which we really don't know what it's increasing. I would guess at least 10,000 a month, probably. And then you've got on top of that, it seems like people are spending more money than not spending money.
Well, but we've really only seen 2 significant months of consecutive increase compared to last year. So I think we would at least need a third and a fourth data point before we were confident that our sales tax was going to remain stable before we move forward with the bond issue.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to just keep waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for something that may never happen.
I mean, I agree, but
because these guys these fire department and the police department's already been waiting. We've kind of set on this, So I'm okay waiting a little longer, but I'm gonna start pressing more and more. If I just keep seeing sales tax staying the same or going up, and I don't see us waiting anymore for something that may never happen. And I want to get a good interest rate.
What about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mary.
Give me a chance to talk, David, please.
You got it.
What about 30 days, 60 days or whatever? Wait that long.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm okay waiting. I mean, obviously, we're not going to make any decisions today. The mayor wants to wait. Wayne wants to wait. Matt wants to wait. I'm okay waiting a little longer. I just don't want to keep waiting and waiting and waiting. If we just
Well-
keep seeing another month or two go by and we're seeing not much change or still we're above, I don't see any point waiting any longer.
Well, I would like to wait one more month because that will be a full month, because what we were looking at this month is basically March. You're about 2 months behind on sales tax. So we know that, it could have started affecting us yet. It may not have, the COVID-19. So I'm good with just one more month. And then at that point, I'm ready to talk, and I will get Jason involved again. But we're to the point of basically all we have to do, we've passed everything, is say we want to get the money, and then they can start that process. So, I mean, we're there, but I really would like to wait another month. But like I say, it's your choice, the council's choice.
I'm okay with waiting another month. I just wanted to put it out there. Let y'all know how I'm feeling.
Well, I said 30 days. What's the difference?
There is no difference, Mary.
Another month of sales tax,
All right.
which we usually get our sales tax around the 20th, 21st, 22nd, something like that. So at that point, we'll kind of know what's going on.
I'm just worried that if we preemptively enter into the bond issue and then all of a sudden, for some reason, it does start to take a downward spike, then, we've put us in a, far worse position than had we just waited to see where we were going to go.
At some point in time, you'll still have to build a police station now.
I agree. I completely agree. I'm not saying we should wait all year, but I'm
I'm just
not
saying
enough.
whether or not at some point in time, we still gotta put these guys in this police station.
But we also have to make sure it's the right decision for the city.
It will be.
Well, not if we don't have the money to pay the bond.
Dave's
People are
predicting
about
a
food,
positive
people are still gonna
future.
have to do all these things. The world is not ending.
But if we don't have the money, we don't have the money.
Okay, well, we'll let it ride one more month, and then at that point, we'll get very, very serious on discussions. I will see how the sales tax hits on the 20th, and then I will be calling Jason and find out, which he gives me updates every month anyway, but I will get a definite update and see maybe if he can even dial in the call. How about that? Sound
Great.
good?
Wonderful.
All right, Wayne, anything else?
That's it.
All
I do have some questions. You're putting it on the agenda, but this resolution support for monies for cities, who is that going to?
Okay, that's actually something, and that's up to you whether you want to support it or not. This will be going to the Arkansas Municipal League. This is something that they've actually asked all the cities to do, and basically what it's going to do is they're going to send all these resolutions to our federal representatives to hopefully get another type of monies that would actually go to the cities. That's
What are the prospects of that happening? They feel like that will actually work?
Well, they don't know, but they feel like it's worth giving it a try.
Is Cecilia on?
Cecilia, yes.
Yes.
She's on. Are you
I'm
dialed?
And
Oh, here, I'm gonna turn around where she can.
sorry.
I didn't see any wording in here that could put us in a position, any problems. Have you looked it over?
Yes, I've reviewed it, and this was prepared by the municipal league attorneys. So it has been checked for every, legal ramification. So the mayor sent it to me. I read over it and let her know that I didn't have a problem at all signing off on this as the city, because all it can do is help.
Okay.
Yep.
That's all I have.
So, I guess since
make a motion,
Larry's not here. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
We adjourned the finance meeting, I thought.
Yes, we are. Yes.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Okay. Lynn, would you like to take over since Larry's not here?
Well, I guess. Okay, so you want us to to do the resolution for the cities, monies for the cities.
Yes, if you don't mind, we'd like to have that on there to give y'all a chance to vote. Now, like I say, this was recommended by the Municipal League. It's something that they want to have from all the cities to go to our U.S. representatives to try to help get some funding for cities, because they did do a stimulus to go to the state, but that's more governed by what the governor, where he wants to put it, more or less. And I think that they're wanting to push for that money's actually coming back to the cities. So yes, we would like to have it on there for you to vote.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Do I have a second? All right. Those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That's on the agenda then. Is there anything else, Mayor?
Well, I guess at this point, I've got some reports I want to kind of go over and just kind of keep you up to date. There's not a lot going on because of the situation we're in, but I did want to discuss a few things with you just so you'll know. I have jointly the city's jointly gone with the county to apply for a Blue and U grant. This grant will actually help us with any COVID supplies. We're looking at putting some plexiglass in our offices, such as code office, my office, and Phyllis's office, just to make it safer, not only for our citizens, but also our employees. We've actually applied for monies for cleaning, for the plexiglass, for a few things that actually would fall in that grant. So we did do a list, and we should hear something. We actually, the grant team from the county did finish that up a week ago Friday, and we're supposed to know something within 10 days. So we are just going to try to make our offices a little safer for the future. The other thing, I think we did try to get this on that grant, but due to the fact that it, and I'll tell you why it probably won't fly, but David's also getting glass put in his lobby because of the safety of everybody. Currently, he's left his lobby closed because of this close contact with his employees. So we did go ahead and put an extra tube in the drive-through. So there are 2 drive-throughs, but he is going to have glass put into his lobby. And so that we did go ahead, since we're going to put glass in, we did put bullet resistant glass just for the future. And so that probably won't actually fall under that grant, but he is looking into doing that. So we should know something in a few days if we get that grant. And so we will be putting some plexiglass in our offices. That's something that the courthouse has also done. So if you go in there, you're going to see things a little different. Also, the next time you come into the courtroom, the judge has actually done it with some of her automation money, but we have new plexiglass here between the where you sit for the agenda meeting and where the citizens sit out, where that little pony wall, that little half wall is. There's actually plexiglass on that now. So I'll turn it around to see if y'all can see it. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So she's actually had that done. She's also holding court where people are actually coming right inside the door, where on the right side, my right side, there was already a metal door there that could be locked. So she's keeping that locked, and there she's actually put a kiosk, which is basically a desk with a computer screen. And then on the other side, we have a bailiff. If it's city court, we provide the bailiff. If it's county court, they provide it. And if it's Rockport, they provide the bailiff. It's their responsibility to screen the people that come in and check their temperatures. That's what's been requested or required from the court system. And then the attorneys actually will sit here at the table like they've always done. So that is something that she's also done. And she's actually doing her cases right now through a system kind of like we're doing right now. So all cases are being done that way, unless it is a protective type order where the family has to come inside. So that's something that's been happening. The next thing I have is also we've actually been approved, and I think I may have already told you that at some point, but we are actively working on the EDA grant that we received from the CBD grant funds, I think, or it might have been the UDAG funds, but it was monies that was actually given to us or will be given to us to do water and sewer in the industrial plant. They did do the I think it was 1,150,000, I believe. I remember the county's going to throw in 350. We've got the 320 on the UDAG money that has to be spent for water and sewer upgrades, can't be spent for anything else. And then the actual EDC, the Hot Spring County Economic Development Corporation, is actually kicking in 100,000. So before long, we should have all that done. Things will start going to bid to actually have water and sewer throughout the industrial park. With that being said, the way this all started and the way that we did get approved for the grant was the company that, I can't remember the name of the company now, but it's the company that's going from Diamond Head that's going to be, what is the name of it? Omni. Yes, Omni Home Builder, excuse me. They did purchase quite a bit of the lots from Diamond Head, all the lots that were left, and they are going to do the big prefab homes that are not like your Jim Walter. They're more high dollar homes. And the reason that we actually got approved for that grant is because they are going to actually be establishing 100 new jobs, and they are still planning on coming. Our MOU actually ran out, but they are willing to do another MOU, because with the COVID and everything, it's kind of thrown them behind also. But they are actively seeking a project manager and felt like they had found someone. So that is going forward too. Something else that we had done due to Robin Halbert, he's been very, very, sometimes God puts people in places where they need to be, and he's really helped us with some stuff. And one of the things is we've actually very, very economically, we've put cameras in our animal shelter, because after we had the break-ins, the couple of break-ins where all the animals were turned out, we did put cameras out there very economically. We're able to view those on our system, and some of our telephones, we can look at it. But we also have been having some problems with vandalism at Centennial Park, and we're just having a terrible time. We're constantly having to paint over some vulgar things that have put on those benches. So we actually have now been able to extend Wi-Fi to Centennial Park by putting like a satellite dish of a thing on top of our code enforcement office. So we now have cameras at Centennial Park, and we actually put a little bit higher quality cameras there so that we can zoom in and actually see the person that's actually doing this damage. Yes. So I'm just real tickled that we've got these cameras. So if any of y'all are here anytime, I'll show you on my phone so you can see what we're looking at. But unfortunately, in the days that we're living in, it's something that, we just felt like was needed, and it was very economical. I've got on here sales tax update, but we've actually already kind of discussed that. I also asked David Costin if he would be prepared to kind of give you an update on the water and sewer bonds. There's been a lot of work going on. I know, especially Mary in your neck of the woods on Walco, that was about to drive me crazy with going there in front of Teeters, because he was having a lot of trouble with, the gravel in his cars and the dust. But anyway, David's going to kind of give us an update. If you will, David, could you give us kind of update on everything that's been happening and what we have left to do?
Can you hear me?
Hear you.
All of the 20-inch line has been laid from Front Street all the way up to the Dollar General. It has not been tied in at the Dollar General. And the reason why is we have to wait till the pumps are changed in the water treatment plant. They've been waiting on equipment and should get started on that tomorrow. Take 2 or 3 weeks. They should be able to have the pumps in there, and then at some point the contractor will have to go make that tie-in to get everything working again. Everything has been tested on the 20-inch line all the way from the Dollar General to the street department. From the street department to Front Street, that section has not been pressure tested yet. That's the reason why they have not paved Davis Street yet. They want to make sure that thing passes in case they have to dig it up. But they're planning to be able to start on that real soon. They're going to start fixing all the faces on those wood fences up past Teeter's lot there next Monday, I've been told. The 8-inch line that goes down Stickler Road to the prison, is finally completed. We did the road bore, the railroad bore last Saturday. I believe they had it scheduled for to do it on a Saturday. But they got to pressure test all that, and then they'll repave that Stickler Road too. The sewer plant, they've been working on a lot of. They have to drain that pond number two pond to do the work they're going to do in it, and they've been working on slowly draining that thing and rerouting the flow so that they can get in there and work. They bought a lot of equipment, and they had to redo the chlorine contact chamber, and they've got that done. But that's going to be a long, slow process. I think the completion date is about a year from now on that project at the sewer plant. Let me see the report from the smoke testing and all that camera work that we had done. We got that in January. We got that report back in January. And right now the sewer department is going over the list of defects to see how many they can do themselves. And then we'll pull those items out for if they've got, point repairs or if they're minor manhole repairs or something that they can do and not pay a contractor to do. We're going to do that. And then whatever list there is left that we have to do, pipe bursting or something like that to replace lines, that'll all go to bid after we've pulled out everything that we can do ourselves. And I think that's it for right now, unless some of you have some questions.
Have you got a estimated completion date on the water part of it?
Well, right now it's kind of a deal where they should be. I'm gonna say by this time next month there'll be a lot of it cleaned up and done. But it's going to depend on the pumps getting installed into the water plant. The pumps that are in there right now are just pumping water to that tank on Front Street. Well, they're not big enough to pump to Texas McHenry. So they're having to change those out and redo all the electrical, and we're having to schedule it so that we don't run out of water while they got our power turned off.
We're talking about maybe 6 months.
Oh, we ought to be done way before that. I'm gonna say in the next 2 or 3 months, if nothing happens.
Any other questions? Okay. Other than that, I guess that's really all I had, does anybody have anything for me?
I do have a question, Mayor.
Okay.
That I have to bring it up. I have seen on Facebook several mentions of organized protests and rioting planned for our city. And I just want to know if you and Chief Taper have spoken about measures that the city is, has in place.
Yes, we have. In fact, we've actually been talking with the organizer of the activities to see what we can do to make it as peaceful as possible. But we've also, Tabor has actually talked with the state police. We've also talked with our sheriff's department. We hope we don't have to use them, but we've also reserved some jail space if needed, Okay. So we've done that, but we are really trying to work with the promoters to have as peaceful a protest as we can. We all mourn the death of, Mr. Floyd. We really do, and it was just a terrible situation. We all saw it on TV, and it was horrible. But, people coming in and tearing up your city because of it, that's not honoring the man's legacy, I personally think. And I know our downtown stores are very concerned. I think there was a post from a gentleman that actually doesn't live here. He lives from Georgia, talking about tearing downtown up. I did not see that post myself. I'm just going by hearsay. And so we are trying to cover all aspects. We're going to try to work with the group to make sure it's a very peaceful event. We've actually going to talk to them and offer, locations for this to happen, the protest to happen. We would even, be willing for them to have a march. We would, close off the streets to have a march downtown, like we, for like a parade type thing. So we are working with them to try to have as peaceful an event as possible. We understand that they want to use their First Amendment rights, and they have every right to do so. But at the same time, we feel like we are trying to be as prepared as we can for any type of event.
Well, and of course, you all have the outliers in any group. They may be the ones that aren't associated with the peaceful group. So I just wanted to make sure we were prepared to handle anyone who decided to.
Well, we've kind of put everybody on standby that we can. I'll be honest with you, I leave up running to the police department to Tabor, but I've told him if we need to authorize any type of overtime to make sure that our city is covered and, as much as possible, that I have authorized any overtime to do so. We do, I'll be honest with you, we do have one of our officers that was actually deployed. The governor did deploy Arkansas National Guard, and so we do have an officer that is in the National Guard, so he has been deployed, to help with the overall event. But anyway, so we're going to, do our best to work with everybody and keep it as peaceful as possible. But in the meantime, we do feel like we're as prepared as we can be.
Glad to hear that.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I was wondering, how close is the street department to getting caught up after all the storm? Are they caught up?
Well, I noticed this is the whole thing. I think they're caught up with all the big stuff. I actually saw two pretty good size piles, one on Clarity and one on School. I think we're to the point now that if anybody sees anything anywhere, if you will, text me, because I think it could be that there's stuff out there that we're not aware is there, because these two piles were not very large, and it could be that someone didn't call them in. So if any of y'all see anything in your area that needs to be picked up, if you would just shoot me an email, I will make sure that gets picked up.
I was wondering because, I noticed it doesn't seem like we've really gotten mowing or any of that kind of stuff yet. I was trying to keep up Cawley Road down here going to the park, and the grass has got so tall I can't even do it anymore.
Well, we'll get that. Yeah, everything should start going back to normal. We've really been focusing on picking that up, but it's real close to being completely done, unless, like I say, there's a few things we've missed. But you will see that flare mower. Now, what's happened is our gentleman that did the flare mower every year, our part-time guy, he did not come back this year, and he's usually already started by now. And with everything else going on, that has kind of hadn't been done. But I'll make sure that we get someone on that mower and get started.
Okay.
Or if you know anybody that part-time would be interested in that, let us know, because it's tough to hire part-time people. And this gentleman was retired and did a good job, and then he decided he didn't want to come back this year. So, but if you know of anybody, send them our way. But I'll make sure they start working on all that. Okay. Anything else? Anything? All right. Well, if not, I guess we will see you next Monday, and we're going to have a short agenda again. So if anything, though, does come up that you want to put on the agenda. Pardon? Oh, I'm sorry. I missed. Do we have any citizens wishing to appear that are listening in tonight? Any citizens? I don't guess we have anybody. Robin is also monitoring this. So, but if somebody does contact me, I will be sure and get them on the list. And if anything else comes up, I really don't know of anything else, but if you think of anything, let me know and we'll get it on there. All right. Anything else? If not, I guess we're done for the night. See you next Monday. Y'all have a good
Bye,
week.
y'all.
Hey,
Bye.
oh.
Bye, y'all.